Hello, today I would like to tell you some short thoughts on our audience. Number one, first, the speaker welcomes the student to the Introduction to Economics. Next, he announced the textbook for that course, Economics for the New Millennium, was available at the university's bookstore, and the price was a bit steep, but it was well worth it. He asked to bring the textbook to the next class. Finally, he reminded there would be two exams, a midterm and a final, and they would write several short research papers. Number two, first, the speaker suggested being aware of the return policy. Next, she asked not to accept return items from a customer without a daily receipt. Make sure all returns items were in good condition before accepting them. Uh, check the the items carefully because they had a problem in the past with returning damaged goods. And after that, she reminded they issue stock credit, not cash for returns. Finally, she suggested telling her if they had received a complaint about that. Number three, first, the speaker introduced Dr. Grabray's office, and next, he suggested hanging up and calling an ambulance if that was an emergency, calling back during their regular office hours if they would like to make an appointment or ask for medical advice. After that, he announced they were open from 10 to 6, Monday through Friday, and from 9 to 12 on the first Saturday of each month. Finally, he reminded to make an appointment because they didn't accept walk-ins, and he thanked for cooperation. Number four, first, the speaker asked the flight attendants to remind the passengers that they would be landing shortly. Next, she suggested checking on the seatbelts were fastened and asking the passengers turn off their cell phone and recording devices. Finally, she suggested finding out if anyone was with small children requiring extra assistance or if anyone needed help getting to a connecting flight. Number five, first, the speaker announced the following was a public service announcement brought to them by Radio XYZ. Next, he said, because of the drought, government officials were asking all the city residents to conserve water, not to fill their swimming pools or water their gardens until further notice. After that, he suggested doing that on a voluntary basis because if the situation became severe, fines would be imposed. Finally, he suggested staying tuned to the radio XYZ to for on the latest updates. Number six, first, the speaker thanked the people for calling the city hotline, the information for on city events. Next, she suggested pressing one for theater schedule and ticket orders, pressing two for museum information, including information on special exhibits, the lecture series at the Art Museum, and the foreign film series at the History Museum. Pressing 3 to hear about the upcoming sport events at the city stadium. And finally, she suggested staying on the line to speak to an operator. Number seven, first, the speaker announced the History Museum was the last stop that day. Next, he said they would spend 2 hours there. Uh, and the recorded tour was available at the front desk for a small fee, and he also had a free information brochure. about a permanent exhibit for anyone who were interested. After that, he suggested returning to the bus no later than 5:30, and finally, he uh, he said the bus would take them to the hotel, where they would enjoy dinner and evening program. Number 8. First, the speaker announced they had heavy traffic that morning because of a car breakdown on Route 1 near the airport. Next, she suggested avoiding Route 1 at all possible, being prepared for a slow drive to work that morning because the road construction was slowing traffic over the city bridge. Finally, she suggested taking the bus or a subway. Number 9. First, the speaker asked the employers if their company was looking to hire computer technician, and if they wanted to hire technician who had been trained with the state-of-the-art equipment. Next, she said graduates of the Computer Technology Institute were highly trained and skilled technicians able to handle all the routine technical problems, and on institute were eligible to become certified computer technician. Finally, she suggested hiring one that day. Number 10. First, the speaker said buying a house could be confusing, especially in that day's market. Next, he suggested obtaining a loan from a bank, uh, getting the necessary papers, work from a bank officer to apply for a home mortgage. Finally, he suggested having proof of the income and financial assets because they would have the officer determine how large a loan they qualify for. Thanks for listening.